Hey Aries, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique bringing you your energy forecast for January 2023. Happy New Year to you. Of course, we are coming into 2023 with a lot of energy setting you up for a very transformative year. We have Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion, beliefs and abundance and blessings in your sign, in your first house. So you definitely want to watch what it is that you're eating, as sometimes Jupiter can expand that waistline when in the first house. We also have Chiron now direct in Aries energy, which means that we are going to be tackling some problems, addressing some issues that maybe we've been trying to run from for the past 5 months. Now, spoiler alert, you have a pretty big year ahead of you, mostly because the nodes of the moon will be shifting in July to the Aries and Libra axis. If you want to do a deep dive in what 2023 has in store, please go ahead and check out the 2023 energy forecast that I put out for this entire year. We're definitely going to see a lot of changes with my Aries friends, and a lot of that energy is focused on the career, switching things up, bossing up, leveling up, both in roles and responsibilities, and of course, finances as well. So we're coming into January. Of course, it is technically the 11th month in our astrological calendar. I know that the modern day calendar kind of tells us that it is the beginning of the year and we should set some goals for ourselves. However, it is not a time to initiate anything new. And because Mars, your ruler, is currently still retrograde in Gemini energy, you're likely feeling a little bit angered, a little bit frustrated, a little bit agitated that you are stalled out, blocked from making some moves, from taking action, from initiating something new. Fear not, you will get your chance to shine later in January when your ruler goes direct. But until then, you have to have some patience. You really have to move up into that mental plane. You really have to kind of decide from one path, one choice, one decision over the other. You have to debate the pros and cons. You have to sort through the internal process of logic, practicality, strategy. You have to make sure that all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, and you know exactly what it is that you have to do when the universe gives you the green light go ahead to actually make moves. So January is carrying a little bit of a master builder, master creator, master manifester energy, with it being the actual 11th month of the astrological calendar. And of course, if you want to align with the modern day calendar, we have the number 1. So there is a lot of focus, and with Mercury being in retrograde in Capricorn energy, our focus is very important. We have the ability to manifest whatever it is that we are thinking about, new ideas, new thoughts, new pretty much project goals. And that's why it's super important to make sure that you have a grip on your physical energy and on your mental narrative, as this retrograde is really going to bring up some of the old ideas that got backburnered and give it a new lease on life. Especially once Mercury goes retrograde here in January, we will be hitting the ground running. But first, we have to set our sights on some goals. We have to think very clearly. We have to focus on the details. We have to have a vision, have a dream, and really focus in on what that looks like and what that feels like. That is the most important thing, to actually embody the vision, the vibration, the frequency of what it would feel like to actually have your vision and dream come to life. Now, on the 2nd, we do have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and worth and pleasure and money, shifting out of this Capricorn energy that she's been in for the past 3 weeks or so. Very businesslike, very practical, very logical, very much looking at what needs to stay, what needs to go, who needs to stay, what needs to go. As far as relationships go, as far as happiness, pleasure, joy goes, we're really trying to refine, get back to the basics of what it is that actually brings happiness and joy to our lives. Now, Venus being in Capricorn likely would have illuminated where it is that we feel like we're drowning, who it is that we feel is drowning us, where it is that we're lacking support, safety, security in our lives. And of course, in Aquarian energy, we're able to grasp a bigger vision on what it is that we need to do to free ourselves from some of these restrictions. So Venus moving into Aquarian energy is definitely going to be illuminating your 11th house. This is great for visualization. This is great for new hopes, new wishes, new dreams. This is a great time to be connecting with new people, making new connections, but outside of your comfort zone. So maybe not the typical personalities that you would be attracted to. We're all kind of attracted to the weird and unusual in Aquarian energy, but we are definitely setting our sights on the greater, grander picture that we now believe is possible for us, that we might not have believed was even tangible for us even about a month ago. Now, on the 6th, we have our very first full moon of 2023, and this full moon is going to be in Cancer energy. This is taking place at 16 degrees and will be illuminating the 4th house that not only the moon rules over, but that Cancer energy rules over as well. So this is likely going to be a full illumination, a full completion, if you will, of some of the home changes, the family dynamics, where boundaries need to be implemented and created in your life in order to protect yourself emotionally. This is going to give us a flashback of all of the ups and downs that we've had to endure, where our boundaries had been tested, where it is that we have to kind of slow down and nurture ourselves back to a place of safety, security, health, and wellness. And this reflection will likely take us back to Cancer season, early 2022. There's been a lot of moving parts. We are definitely seeing the foundation that we thought was going to be around from the long term be changed and transformed. And with that, we are definitely going to have to see some, I'm going to say, topics and themes, maybe even people and relationships be removed permanently in order for you to find a solid footing once again. So on the 12th, it's a very important day for my Aries friends, as Mars goes direct at 8 degrees in Gemini energy. It has been a very long haul, as we have spent 7 months in this Gemini energy retrograde since the end of October. And with this, you are definitely going to feel the ants in your pants. The restlessness, the anticipation, the impulse is definitely going to be high. The intensity is going to rise. That's why you should be spending this time right now to sort through your thoughts, sort through your ideas, come up with a plan, know exactly the actions that you have to take so that there's no time wasted, that there's no energy wasted in actually moving forward. So Mars going direct in Gemini energy is in this 3rd house for you that Mercury rules over and that Gemini rules over. The 3rd house is our thoughts, our ideas, where logic and practicality need to kick in order to provide us with a calculated strategic plan to move forward. This 3rd house is also ruling over communication. You might find that you get a little bit of a voice back, although until Mercury goes direct, we will likely have to keep that inner narrative on loop, on repeat, before we go ahead and actually share those thoughts, share those ideas outside of ourselves. On the 18th, we have Mercury going direct. So it's not going to take very long before we feel this forward motion, before we start having these aha moments, these epiphanies, if you will, on where it is that we can fast track some of the plans that we have, some of the ideas that we have, some of the projects that we want to get off the ground. Now, Mercury is actually going direct in Capricorn energy at 8 degrees, the exact same degree that Mars, your ruler, is going direct in Gemini energy. So what we get with Gemini energy and Capricorn energy is brilliance and the ability to bring our thoughts, our ideas to life. That Capricorn energy is earth energy. It is karmic in nature. It is the manifesting energy of the zodiac. And you best believe that if you spend the time and do the work now in your inner realm to plan, to kind of get a lay of the land and to come up with a good strategy on how you're going to move forward, you best believe that Mars and Mercury are going to be working together in tandem in order to make up for lost time and literally catapult you so freaking far down your plans that you're going to be shocked at what it is that you're able to accomplish in a very short amount of time. Now, this is going to bode very well for you because Mercury going direct in Capricorn energy is affecting your 10th house of roles, responsibilities, career, finances. Many of my Aries friends have been blocked and challenged trying to get new ideas, new roles and responsibilities off the ground. It's been this tussle of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 1 step forward and 2 steps back in some cases. And now we are going to see a clear path for our dreams, for our goals, for our visions, especially in our careers and our finances, actually take form. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Now, on the 20th, we have the sun moving out of Capricorn energy, moving into Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy is very progressive, very innovative. We want to kind of dance to the beat of our own drum. We want to free ourselves from some of the blockages, restrictions, and challenges that we would have faced throughout Capricorn season. We want a little bit more independence. We want a little bit more freedom, and that may cost us in our relationship dynamics. Now, the sun in Aquarius wants us to focus on the big picture, and this is going to be illuminating your 11th house that Aquarius energy naturally rules over. And we have a new moon in Aquarius taking place on the 21st, just hours after the sun moves into Aquarius energy at 1 degree. The same degree that we had the new moon in Capricorn in. So this is very karmic in nature, very much tapping into our highest form of intellect with new ideas, new inspirations, new aha moments, new epiphanies, really being rooted in that we're able to bring it to life. We have all of this great manifesting energy with this Mercury moving direct in Capricorn, and of course, with the sun shining a bright light on where it is that we want to go in the future, and the new moon taking place at the 1 degree. This really is a clean slate for new hopes, new dreams, new wishes. Definitely pay attention to who is crossing your path at this time, because the connections that we are making with the right people in the right place at the right time are going to be very, very key in how it is that we are going to bring some of our dreams, some of our visions to life. On the 22nd, we have Uranus going direct at 14 degrees in Taurus. This is definitely going to, I'm going to say, shake things up. It's a wild card energy. We are going to have to expect the unexpected. We've spent the last 5 months or so examining where it is that we're having a hard time letting go of certain elements of the past to free ourselves up to move forward. Now, Uranus going direct means that we're able to make very quick and sudden changes without a lot of hesitation. And because you will have a lot of support backing you in making up for lost time, you best believe that you are going to cover a lot of ground. This is going to be taking place in your 2nd house, where routines, relationships, money matters are concerned. It has a lot to do with the inner work of self-worth, self-value, self-confidence that you've been working on. And now that you have leveled up, you're not going to have a problem asserting yourself out in the world, going after what it is that you want, creating your own opportunities that are going to be a very solid foundation for you to build upon as you move forward through 2023. On the 26th, we have Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, and pleasure, on the move once again. She is diving deep into the fields in Piscean energy, the last sign of the zodiac. So this is going to be illuminating your 12th house of hidden emotions, of your unconscious self, of soul contracts, of timeline issues. There's definitely going to be a lot of memories pop up for your review. There's definitely going to be a new lease on life. You're going to fall in love with love once again. New ideas coming forth where maybe music or art or poetry is concerned. This is a deep spiritual time, and because of the work that you've been doing within yourself, you might even see a new routine take place where your spiritual practice is concerned in order to keep you grounded, to keep you in touch with your higher self and with your intuition. So some of the messages that I would like for you to kind of focus on as you move throughout the month, they're showing me the number 3. They're also showing me earth energy. And that is a beautiful thing, seeing as your 3rd house is definitely being activated with Mars going direct. Your ruler just brings a whole new intensity with new ideas, new passions, new desires, new pursuit of happiness, new ways of expressing yourself and getting those ideas out. And of course, with the earth energy, you have to understand that Mercury, being in Capricorn energy, retrograde or not, has the huge potential of manifesting whatever it is that you're focused on in a very short amount of time. Be careful, because we can manifest the good, the bad, or the ugly. They're also showing that there is going to be a huge focus on needing to take the time to realign, to recalibrate, to rebalance your energies, especially where the masculine and feminine energies that we all have within us are concerned. A lot of that is because Mars, your ruler, has been stunted in his actions, in his passions, in his desires. He is now going to go direct, and there's going to be a lot of aggression there, a lot of even anger, agitation, frustration of trying to make up for lost time. You have to balance that with your feminine divine energy, which needs to go with the flow, be a little bit more receptive, not be so aggressive and assert oneself, and know when to step back and actually let things flow to you. I feel like Aquarius season is definitely going to be a game changer for you. And with that, I'm going to suggest that you definitely take the time right now, while your ruler is still retrograde, while Mercury is still retrograde, and do the work, make the plan, focus on the details, do the research, get all of your questions answered, get a strategy together. Because at the end of the day, the only person to blame for the lack of progress by the end of January is going to be you. You cannot fly by the seat of your pants anymore. You cannot act on impulse without thinking about the long-term consequences of your actions. You will be judged by your higher self. And let me tell you, nobody can make you feel worse than you. And you're really going to kick yourself if you don't take the time now to get a plan together, and you're wasting this very short, very advantageous window of opportunity. So Aries, that's all that I have for you for January. I hope you have a beautiful month of this first month of 2023. And of course, just keep in mind that you are going to have to reserve your energy until your ruler, Mars, goes direct on the 12th. I'm sending you nothing but love. We'll talk to you soon.